Welcome to License to Treat, the Aesthetic Standard. My name is Angelique. I'm the owner of Spa Angelique Med Spa here in Griffin, Georgia. And with me is my co-host, Rachel.
My name is Rachel Vandergriff. I am a co-owner of Reset Aesthetics plus Ethereal Wellness. I've been an esthetician for probably a good 5-6 years now. I've been in the aesthetic world for about 20 years. I guess more about me. Started as a back office nurse for a facial plastic surgeon, and I moved on to doing aesthetics because I moved to Griffin, Georgia. And I worked for an esthetician who told me, you need to do this because you would be fabulous at it.
And you are fabulous at it.
Thank you.
You are.
Well,
so I've been an esthetician for over 20 years. I guess I'm considered a trailblazer here in Griffin. Typically when something new hits the industry, I jump on it, study it, have brought it in. I was one of the first people to bring in microneedling to our small town. And of course, now microneedling is everywhere. But with that said, Rachel and I have the same beliefs. So we believe that we can work in the same town, do the same things somewhat, because I don't offer laser services and I don't offer body sculpting, but you do,
I do.
and that's great. We both offer facial services, microneedling, things like that. So it gives, people the opportunity to choose. And then there are, of course, many more. But what I love about you, Rachel, is that we have a great working relationship. And in this industry, I feel like that we all need to be colleagues and work together versus enemies working against one another.
that was the one thing I loved about you is when I moved to Griffin, and I don't think a lot of people understand this about you, is whenever I've needed something and I just give you a call and I'm like, or have questions, like you were like, hey, I've got you, girl. Like, we can figure this out. And that was one of the things I think that people don't realize about you.
They don't.
But as a colleague, I really appreciate that. Like if I am I allowed to curse on this? If shit hits the fan, like I can call you and you're like, I got you. Let's figure this out. So
I'll explain to you one reason why I feel so strongly about being that way.
Yeah.
Is goes back to over 20 years ago when I did decide to become an esthetician, which is also a funny story. I was a nail technician first, and I just had this thing about eyebrows. And anytime I would work on a client's feet or hand, like I'm hyper focused on the eyebrows.
Gotcha.
And I wanted to be able to wax eyebrows. Well, in the state of Georgia, you are not supposed to wax eyebrows without a license. Hence now our name, Licensed
a lot of nail
to
salons,
Treat.
they're doing it.
Yes.
They're doing it. I remember,
And have been.
I can tell you a story about this. So
Do it.
when I was in CMA school, I remember our professor, she was like, hey, if you see State Board walk in and 10 people get up and walk out the back door, they're not supposed to be doing your nails. And she said, if you see your wax pot being kept in a box, they're not supposed to be waxing.
Right.
That's why they're hiding it from State Board. And now every time I go into nail salons, I'm like, oh gosh. Like it's hard for me to go to nail salons anymore.
It is for me too. And, but I do. But also with that said, I just submitted my application to have my nail license reinstated.
Oh, good.
I know. But I am not going to do acrylic or gel or I'm not. The main reason for our podcast, Licensed to Treat. So yes, I went to school to become a nail tech however many years ago. And I was licensed and I let it lapse because I was choosing not to do nails anymore. But just because I've already been to school, because I was licensed once, doesn't give me the right to just say, you know what? I think I want to do some nails again and let me just do it. No, I know that I have to pay Georgia State Board to get my license in order to be able to treat these clients.
Yeah. And I know for me, like this podcast, I really would like to, because there's a lot of things happening in the aesthetic world right now that is
my gosh,
insane. To the schools, like these weekend pop-up schools that just come about, and I swear they just pull people off the street and they go, you're going to make $1 million and this is how you're going to do it. We're going to get you trained in one weekend and you can start working on Monday. And then they buy all this equipment. And I'm not talking cheap. I'm talking like $50,000
Oh, yeah.
up.
Yeah.
$50,000 and up. We'll buy in vaginal rejuvenation machines, don't have a license, a nursing degree, nothing. And they go to open up shop and they go to try to get their city license, and they're like, no, you cannot do this. Like, you don't have the credentialing to do it. And now these people are stuck with this equipment.
So let's back up for just a second on that. When you mention the city, because this is not to saying, because our city government does a wonderful job, and they do as much as they can do. But backing up to that, so have you not also noticed that, because I have, so I don't have a license, but let me get my friend, because my friend is a doctor, or my friend is this or whatever.
Yeah.
They can open it. They can submit their license and their driver's license, and then I can just go in there and work.
And I kind of go, so then why the hell did I have to go to esthetician school and laser school and all these other schools and then also have to do all these CEUs on top of it and pay for that, and then also medical director's fees, insurance. And I'm just
don't forget malpractice insurance.
Forget,
That's not just insurance. It's not just a liability insurance. It is also, like, we do, believe it or not, we are estheticians, but we have to have malpractice insurance. So that's
it's huge.
And I don't think people understand actually the amount of money that it does cost us to stay in business.
Like, I want to go, like, when people, and this is the other thing I feel like with aesthetics that is happening is people are seeing this as a get rich quick.
Oh.
And I'm going, you're about to realize how poor you're about to be and how, like, much equipment costs.
I have been doing this for over 20 years. My passion, as you know, this is like my true passion. I mean,
yeah.
Now I'm suddenly speechless, but I'm far from rich.
Yeah.
Very far.
Far from rich. No, there's days where I'm just like, I have my good days and I have my bad days, and I'm very thankful for the good days to kind of make it through the bad days.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Every day, I thank God. I'm like, I'm open. But yeah, kind of like you, I came into this because I had a true love for this, for the aesthetic world. I didn't want to leave it. Like, I had a great job up in Alpharetta. I told you I was driving.
You did. Now tell us about Ben. He's how old?
He is 8. He's about to turn 9 in July.
Okay.
And then I also have Deborah, who just turned 21 this weekend.
Saw that. So happy birthday to her.
Lots of changes, and she just moved to Chicago. So
wow.
Yeah, a lot of changes.
So she's trying to run a med spa and raise a child. So, that in itself is a challenge. And then she took time out to come see me so that we could put this podcast together. We've been working on it for several weeks, and our goal is to educate the community, whether you are thinking about going into this industry, or you are in this industry and you are not licensed, or you are attempting to do at-home treatments, and or you're attempting to do I don't know. We want to educate you all. Education is the main thing. We want to educate you all on the importance of, and I say this because it's not just about aesthetics, and it's not just about a med spa, but it is about hair, it is about nails, it is about massage, it is about aesthetics.
It's about everything.
It's about everything. And just knowing that when you are booking that appointment, it's not always about the price that you need to be looking for. I mean, yes, we all price shop, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But the skin, like, that is the largest organ of your body.
Well, it is your walking billboard. It's the first thing that people see. So you want to make sure that it's in the right hands. Like, and these people are licensed, and not only just licensed for that scope of practice.
Exactly, so because license doesn't necessarily cover everything. No. Going back to me, and it just so happened to be like during this podcast thing, me getting my nail license again, or reinstating is what I call it. I could very easily have lied. It wouldn't be a lie. Just tell people, well, yes, I went to nail school, and yes, I once was licensed, but that doesn't make it right.
Right.
So I'm also doing that to prove that, there's just right and wrong ways to do this. And just because someone says that they went to school for something does not necessarily mean that they are educated enough to do that.
So, and even going on to like elaborate on your point, when I worked for a facial plastic surgeon, I remember a lot of the time that he would say is, you don't go to your podiatrist for your OBGYN stuff. Why would you go to your dentist to do your Botox? And no offense to but it is exploding.
I mean, it is. I mean, I will say this. My dentist, she just did my Botox. I'm, believe it or not, for me, I would rather a dentist give me Botox
Than a nurse or an RN. Maybe it's the RN.
If I know that the RN if I know that the RN has done a class more than a weekend class, then yes, as long as he, whoever is, they're continuing. Like the lady who did my Botox for years, she had to retire. But even before she retired in her 70s, she was still taking classes.
Yeah.
And every time I would go see her, she'd whip that iPad out. Angelique, let me show you what I learned. Let me show you. And so she taught me, and she also would tell me these things because, I mean, you probably know this. I did not know this. When you get lip filler, depending on your age, will depend on where it needs to go. And if it's put in the wrong place, not only will you just get lumpy lips, it could actually make you have a heart attack.
Okay, so that's what I'm seeing a lot here. Can we get on the lip filler question?
Yeah, let's get on it. We're going to get on every subject. That's what this is about.
And we're going to have some great guests too.
Oh, we are. We've already got them lined up.
We got them lined up. So that's what I'm really excited for is the guests that are going to come on to the show. But I have never seen more like, I call them the Beverly Hills like lip filler, than I have seen in our little town. I'm like, and the one thing I hear all the time, and it's like, well, I like to have it overfill so it feels like I did something. I'm like, no, that's not what you want. You want to be like a Maybelline commercial. Like, maybe she did, maybe she didn't.
I want to be able to suck out of my straw.
Exactly. And I'm just like, this is not attractive. And I love, and when you do your research on your injectors. And
do your, pause for just a second. Do your research on your injectors. Do your research. It's not just about what you see being posted. Like, research it. What does their face look like? Are they pillow faced?
I know. I'm loving, so even with this, and I'm loving that even Hollywood is getting on this trend of face balancing instead of volume.
So much better.
I love it. I mean, like, look at Lindsay Lohan. Like, she used to overfill, and I'm like, Beverly Hills look.
Have some cheeks.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with having. There is nothing wrong with having bones. Like, let your bones show.
But now she looks great. And
I agree.
I'm like, okay, Griffin, let's get on this page like of face balancing. When you research a person, really research, are they more into just injecting you, or are they really into the face balancing? Like, there was one nurse practitioner I follow. She's up in Alpharetta. Her name is Uma. And I watch her videos and TikToks, and I'm like, I almost would want to go see her. I have not been the girl too much with filler. I will. Me neither. I'm not lie. I will do Botox.
Same.
We'll do Botox. Love it. It's a miracle drug.
My dentist just did mine, and I'm loving what she did.
Our doctor, Dr. Nikki, usually does mine, and I love it. She's great. And she's I love this about her. She's like, I want to take my time with the Botox.
Okay, so that in itself says a lot. You want someone who will take your time. You want someone who, I'm sorry, but I chose mine based on experience, yes. That listened to me, that did not try to upsell me and say, well, you know what, while you're here, why don't we do this, and why don't you get a little this, and what, like, I just feel like we as a whole maybe has just been like, okay, I just want what this person tells me to do, instead of, I mean, it is okay to have a voice. It is okay to say, you know what, no, I don't want you to do that much.
I think that's why I chose, even though that she works with me in my same building.
Of course.
But even though that I chose her to do I'm like, she's great, because here's the thing I love about her. She always says, I'm really conservative with the face.
Good.
I rather you have to come back and get a little bit more than me put too much in. And I love that about, because you can put more in, you can't take more out. Like once it's there, it's there. You got to wait the 3 months.
And that kind of brings me back to like before we did all this. Think about when you just would go get a haircut.
Yeah.
Did you go to a hairstylist that was chop heavy or scissor hand? What am I trying to say? Edward Scissorhands, who just got in there and like chopped it away?
Yep.
Or did you go to the hairstylist who said, you know what? I don't really want to cut too much of your hair off because I can't put it back.
Yeah.
But you can always come back and I can cut a little bit more off later.
Yeah.
So to me, it kind of goes with that. Like if you're that picky with your hairstylist, you should be that picky with your face. You should be more picky with your face because, I mean, this hair is going to grow and come out or whatever, but you only get one face.
Yeah.
You only get one skin. And then the other thing, I'm sure you've seen a lot of this too, is you need this and this and this to all match and be the same color.
Yes. No. That's why. Okay. So
that's why I wore a V-neck on purpose.
Do you ever get this? I get this with the robes. So I have my clients put on their robes. That way I can see their décolleté and their neck, because I'm like, this is
this all needs to be the same.
I've had clients go, oh no, you're not touching that. I'm like, why? I'm like, this is, and I will tell you too, like, my face looks great, but my age probably my décolleté probably tells my age.
You'll start working on it now.
And I've been working on it, but like, you've got to take care of this too, just as much as this, because this is like, you wear a dress, you wear everything. It shows people's ages quickly.
You've got to work forehead to chest all the time, forehead to breast, forehead to boobs, whatever you want to call it. It's literally here to here. Like you've got that's just what you've got to do.
Yeah.
So, but there again, it's finding that person who is going to, like you.
Yeah.
We've got to work on your chest. If you're only seeing someone who's only working to.
Well, not just that. Like sometimes we pick up on things like we're like, hey, this is looking a little suspicious. When's the last time you've been to the dermatologist? And then if they go, I've never gone. I'm like, well, you're supposed to see your dermatologist. That's a time for us to educate too, that you're supposed to see your dermatologist at least once a year.
And do you do, we do it, now I will say I don't do it as often, but the skin scanner or the skin scope or something like that?
Yeah, we have the skin, I have the wood lamp, but we're looking into getting the AI scanner.
Yeah.
We're looking into that.
So I have the skin scanner that has the ultraviolet light. What is wrong with it?
Where you just see everything up underneath? Yeah.
Yes. So, but I did look at an AI scanner. I told you about me going somewhere this past weekend. But they're so expensive.
I know they're so expensive for what they are. But that's one thing I kind of feel like it would be worth, because clients can actually see the change underneath the skin.
I mean, that is true, but I mean, you can also see that in the skin, which I've owned my skin scanner. They're way more expensive than what they used to be.
The wood lamp will show too the blue light underneath.
Yes,
and I've taken pictures and I'm like, here, this is our changing. But I mean, I don't know, kind of.
And do you have the derm light or the smaller one so that okay? So with that being said, that is something else that you want to look for in your esthetician. If we're just going to talk about estheticians today, if they're not pulling out something to look below your skin, or even the small derm light, which I have one here. I'll make sure that I have it for our next episode or whatever. And they're not actually looking at these spots or whatever. Like my clients will come in, and I am not a dermatologist. I know this, but I have studied skin for over 20 years. They'll ask me about something on their back or their leg, or, I won't try to treat those. Unless I know that I can.
All the time, I was like, I'm not a dermatologist. I'm not a doctor.
But I will look at them for them, and I will get my derm light out and take a picture for them and say, this is what I see. This is what it's doing. I can't diagnose this, but go to a dermatologist. And I've had some who have come back and have said,
Thank you, because it was melanoma. Thank you. I've had people say that to me. I sent
one client one time, she had a dot on her forehead, and she comes back the next month and she's like, so the dot on my forehead was fine, but I had a melanoma on my leg. Well, I mean, I didn't look at her leg. So, we are heroes too, and we can save lives.
Well, I always go, I'm like, okay, so back to the dentist thing. I always go, we're like the dental hygienists. You don't skip us and go straight to the dentist.
No.
We're like that. We're like, we see things and then we're like, hey, you need to go to your derm. Just have this checked out. I'd rather just sound like I'm being a little bit of an alarmist and it be nothing than not saying anything at all to you.
And that's how I feel too. And then do you also send your clients to like, I think you need to go see your doctor because something really wacky.
Oh no,
wacky's really not a good professional term, but I have said something wacky's going on with your skin. I need you to go get it checked out.
I've had it to where, like when I'm doing like massage and I'll feel something on their thyroid and I'm like, I think you need, and then I was like, I think you need to go see your doctor because I'll feel like a straight out gourd or something. And I'm like, something doesn't feel right. You need to.
So do you hear that? This goes along with, this is why we stress and why the land of social media, it's not, but it's really not.
It's not, it's not bad, but some things are not accurate. It's kind of like when we were in school and they said, don't always go by Google because Google's not always right. Anybody can put anything up on there.
Oh, that's
pretty
exactly
much the
right.
world of social media these days.
It is.
Yeah.
And we just keep seeing, it's not that we want to take away from anyone. It's that we want you all to be safe, to be aware. Should the one about just because they work in a doctor's office doesn't mean
you're supposed to be doing that.
Right.
Yeah. But it kind of brings back my thing. Like, I wanted to get more on, like, I know you were talking about the RN, like the filler, and the dentist thing. For me, the RNs, like you were saying, is more than a weekend class. And I'm just like, it's a little bit more than that for me. Because for me, it's straight out, if something was to hit the fan and...
No, that's what, I think I just didn't get to go deep enough with it.
We'll get
as long as they have a true... So you want to start with that?
Yeah, we could do that. So we can kind of talk about like how, even with like how master cosmetologists too are doing esthetician stuff. And to me, I don't feel like that's enough.
Oh, we can, because I just had one in the class I took Saturday. Okay, so...
I just don't feel like they've learned. Okay, so... And I don't know about you, but I mean, I'm working somewhere. And I've gotten to see what they learn. Majority of their stuff that they learn is hair. And we spend literally a whole year training like a doctor all on skin. And that's all we do.
So to kind of back up me going into this industry, like I was saying earlier, I wanted to be able to wax eyebrows.
Yeah.
Well, I knew in the state of Georgia, nail technicians, no wax eyebrows. No. But you could be a cosmetologist or you could be an esthetician and you could wax eyebrows. Well, I knew I didn't give two diddly squats about hair.
Yeah.
I mean, look at my own hair. I just knew that I didn't want to play in people's hair, nothing. But I knew that as a teenager, I had extremely bad skin, like just god awful, even into my 20s. Believe it or not, I was one of those who used to think if I just put a whole bunch of rubbing alcohol, it'll go away. No, it won't. It made it worse. But anyway, so I made the decision, because I could have gone here locally, gotten the Hope Grant or whatever, done the cosmetology, been done in a year, and still be able to do all this. I chose a private school and drove to Sandy Springs for the whole 10 months. Because I knew that I wanted to be licensed properly and to be able to do the right thing. So, but instead, I mean, I still enjoy doing eyebrows. Don't misunderstand me. I still stare at people's eyebrows. But instead of having this passion for eyebrows, it ignited a fire in me for skin. Gotcha. And then the longer that I've been in the skin, the brighter the fire gets, I guess. The passion becomes so strong sometimes that I don't even know how to control it. Like, it drives me crazy. Like today, I had to go pick up some products. I ran into somebody that I haven't seen in a long time, and I was like, oh, you need to we need to do something. Like, your hyperpigmentation's coming out severely. And she's like, but what can you do? And I said, well, first of all, you're Asian skinned, so we've got to be super, super careful. She's like, well, somebody else came in here and they were telling me all these things. And I'm like, no. So she pops out and says, I mean, I use an SPF 70 every day.
Oh, gosh, yeah. I know where you're going with us. I know where you're going with this, because let me tell you, I have clients who literally tell me, I put it on this morning, and I'm like, okay, were you outside all day? Yes. Did you reapply? No.
But even so, I don't know your take on it. anything above 50 it's
kind of pointless.
It is very pointless.
It's very pointless.
So people think that because the number is higher that it's better, and it's not.
Yeah.
And then, there's been a lot coming out, pretty much anything with the word oxy in these chemical sunscreens. So, trying to get people away from the chemical sunscreens and to use a mineral sunscreen.
Yes.
I mean, even a passion about it, like this, you don't want to spend all that for all sorts of topics. I kind of got off topic and I apologize for that. But see, that's my fire. That's my passion. Like, get me on skin products, doing all the, I'll lose it.
We're going to talk about a lot of topics. Just this being the first episode, I mean, like I said, we're going to have some guests on here, and hopefully we can get some clarification too on some things for us, not just as well for you guys. So hopefully this is going to be really good, and I'm excited.
We are excited.
Yeah, very